Hey guys, it's Tuesday before noon. I'm back out here at the range. I'm really wanting to get this final graded, and I may work these banks and stuff over, but I don't know. I came out yesterday to look, and the 75-yard range, there's a low spot in there that I didn't get graded out because everything was so wet and it's holding water right now. So I'm gonna have to get it drained out of there, get something done with it for sure. And then I'm gonna try to final grade these berms. Looks dry enough for me to be able to do that, but fingers crossed on that. I'll walk up here, peek over. Imagine there's still a big old puddle down there. Yeah, that was a really wet spot when I had the D6 in here working that, and it just fell in. So I've got to cut, oops, excuse me, I've got to cut, well, just right down here on the end, I've got to cut that bank down to allow that water to drain out that way. So I'm gonna fire up and I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna cut a little bit of a ditch, get that water to run out of there, so it can be kind of drying up while, like I said, while I work these backsides of these berms, because we really need to get this thing going. He's got a bunch of gravel and stuff he's got to bring in yet, and so I mean, all in due time. But at least we'll have this aspect of it done. So anyway, I'm gonna fire the 850 up and get in here and see if I can't get some of this cleaned up and straightened up where it's more presentable. Right here, right basically behind the dozer through there, I've got to cut because the bank is so high right over here. I would have had to have gone almost to the road over there and worked back to get enough fall. So what I'm going to do, this was a low spot anyway that held water. I'm going to try to come in here and cut that, because I'm going to need a little bit more topsoil to put up over here where that clay's at. And anyway, get that where that'll just naturally drain out around the back side of the 100-yarder. So anyway, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Oh, I guess I better go ahead and clean the undercarriage out from underneath that dozer before I get started. Yuck. All right, shut this thing off here. I have, right now, as you can see, I cut a ditch right there. I currently have that water running out of there, and she's running on down that ditch right there. And we'll get this to dry up a little bit. As I was telling you earlier, when I had the D6 in here, this was just a soft area for whatever reason, so I continued to keep sinking and sinking and sinking, and that created that to be low right there. Once that water gets out of there and it dries this up a little bit, this bank right in here, that right there, I'll take and I'll push that back over this. This is going to be the firing line anyway, up in this area here. So it'll ultimately have gravel on it, but I'll take and push that dirt back up in there and just kind of fill that in a little bit. It's going to have to set there for a while. We do have some more rain coming supposedly tomorrow, and unless they change it, there's a chance, I guess, 1 or 2 days on. So anyway, so I want to try to get this where this is going to flow out of here so it won't retain anymore. Probably won't be able to do anything with it today, I doubt. But like I said, ultimately I'll bring that dirt, shove back in on here, and kind of fill that hole back in once it sets up a little bit. I'm going to try to work my way over here. Come on, stupid camera. right in through here and work that berm. Hopefully that'll be dry enough now. It was a mud hole last time I was out here. And then right down, kind of down through here just a little ways, there's a big there's kind of a big bulge on the side of that berm. It's bugging the crap out of me, so I may in fact work that down a little bit to make it a little bit more aesthetic, but I may leave that to the last. I want to get these berms, and then back here get the back side of these berms. I want to get those all graded, and then I may come back in and kind of clean that up a little bit. I had the D6 in on that slope and was working that slope with it, and couldn't get it. Kept kind of sliding down the hill and couldn't really get it like I wanted it. So anyway, we're going to, I think we'll work right around over here, get that berm, see if we can't work that berm a little bit. That berm's not real critical on the fact that it is on the wooded side where there's not going to be anybody anyway because all the trees and stuff, so it's not real critical. It's more or less going to be there just to kind of turn the water and shove it down towards the culvert that I put in down there. So looks like this water's flowing out good, so it looks like it's going to make its way on around and kind of help starting to dry this. We got a lot of sun today and some wind, so anyway, maybe that'll work in our favor here. But we're going to let that work its way on down. We're going to go over and hit this berm. So the peacocks and the hoot owls. They're getting after it. But you can see, and this needs to be, you know, needs to be drug or rolled, either way. But that dozer, that little dozer, is the grousers are so stinking tall on it that it just tears crap out of the ground. Only way to keep from it's to back drag the entire thing. But here, all this water's sloping down. I kind of cut this area here, took that berm down, so the water should go ahead and kind of funnel its way out. Here's the backside of the 100-yard range. This used to be all just clay, red clay. Lots of dirt, man, lots of dirt. And here's the side, south side, and the culvert would be right down in there. Anyway, with just the exception of maybe 30 minutes, we're gonna call this good. But because that water was holding down there, I couldn't go in and grade it. That's all we're lacking. So we get this rain over with. Once it dries back up, then I'll go ahead and come back in, and we'll actually finish. So wish I'd have taken and cut that corner off a little bit more. Oh well. Anyway, like I said, this will probably be the last video that I do here of the range, because like I said, there will be no sense in then doing it otherwise. So I just want to give a shout out to Hunt's Hardware and Guns. There's one that David's the one that kind of put all this together and saved his pennies up, and I think it's going to make an awesome facility for him to not only give their classes, but to allow the community to come in and be able to utilize these facilities, because he's spent a lot of time and spent obviously a lot of money getting these lined out. There's the mud hole right over in here. I've got to wait for that to dry before I can actually go back, and because that, like I said, that ground was so soft. That was the original ground, so that was grade, and that big dozer just tracking back and forth over it just shoved it and pushed it down, pumped it up, caused it to be real low. Nothing I can do with that. And here's the 25. So it's 25, 75, and then the 100 is over there. So anyway, well, I'm gonna fuel that dozer up and get out of here. Hopefully Mama's got some dinner, or gonna go grab something or do something. But again, I want to thank David at Hunt's Hardware and Guns. Like I said, I don't know if they've got a website or not, and I'll do a little bit of research. And if they do, then I'll post a link down somewheres, and that way that you can follow them. They do a lot of gun shows. They do a lot of walk-in business. They have a huge selection of guns. They have a huge selection of ammo. And for the size of the community and the size of the store, he does really, really well with his guns. And also want to give a shout out to Jed. Jed's the instructor, and he's the one that does all the classes. All the CCW classes or concealed carry classes. And he also does a lot of pistol classes, like pistol 1, 2, and 3, and different variations of that. Basically just teaching you how to shoot, or teaching you the fundamentals on how to shoot. Not necessarily how to shoot, but the fundamentals and what you need to know there. I do think that as you advance to the different pistol classes, I think, it becomes more in depth and teaches you how to shoot on the move, to defeat barricades, and stuff like that. So shout out to Jed and to Bad Guy Down Training, which he is the one that deals with that, and he's the instructor for that. So Bad Guy Down Training. And I know that he does a lot of Facebook videos and stuff, and I will make an effort to attach to his Facebook site, Facebook page. I'll make sure and do that as well. So, like I said, if you're in the area, or you're, even outside of the area, give him a call, and I'm sure he'd be glad to schedule you a time where you can come in, and so he can provide instruction and show you the correct way to shoot. Anyway, I would like to thank all of those and give them a shout out again, and also would ask that you like and subscribe to videos. Slowly but surely we're picking up subscribers and views, and I much appreciate that. This YouTube venture for me is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, just never had the funding to get started, or the knowledge, I guess. I've done a lot of research, and I was able to get some, cameras and such, and just done a lot of research, which has helped me considerably on this. It's not perfect, I'm nowhere near, with the big dogs. I've got a long ways to go for that, and I totally understand that. And everybody's got to pay their dues, and it's going to be a long process. But again, I just hope to get more subscribers and more views, and because like I said, I have some really unique jobs at times. A lot of them are monotonous. A lot of them, are just tree clearing and piling and burning and stuff like that. But, I do occasionally get into, situations like this, or jobs like this, which are kind of unique. But anyway, I hope to have a lot more content. Still no excavator yet. Fingers crossed. There's one that's ready, but I'm just reluctant to pull the trigger right now until I see what's going to happen with this whole virus and economy deal. It just for a small guy like me, it is very, very nerve-wracking. And you know, one wrong decision, it could wipe me out, put me out of business, and I just do not want to do that. And the owner of the dealership's been very, very patient, probably more patient than he should have or should be, but I do appreciate that. Um, anyway, I'm gonna fuel this thing up, and we're about to run out of daylight, and I'm gonna go home. So anyway, like, subscribe, help me out, much appreciated, and leave comments. Be glad to answer those. I've been answering them. I've got, you know, some guys that are just that will leave me a message about every video, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. I like that camaraderie and that for the, you know, potential friendships there. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, subscribe. I think I've said that like 15 times. Appreciate it. And gonna go home and eat. And I'm out. Ciao.